It will be interesting as well to see what sort of start Spain get, whether they get after a similar tactic as the Opals did and get right stuck into Griner early.
Sancho Little at 193 centimetres up against Brittany Griner.
She didn't even compete.
And no surprise which way that one went. It's the USA in red to the left of your screen who control the tip. Let's see what they can come up with the first play of the gold medal game. Live on the ABC from Istanbul. Here's Tina Charles, so influential in the semi-final win over Australia. She opens scoring.
And we've seen as well with the US, they've just got more in sync as this tournament has progressed. Early on, they were pretty disjointed offensively.
Laura Nichols, a little beyond her range under pressure from Griner. Not the shot, perhaps, that Spain were after. Tarazi. Foot violation called there on the Leia Palau. They'll reset the shot clock.
Well, offensively for Spain, you'd have to think that Laura Nichols is more mobile than Griner on the one-on-one. So settling for the perimeter shot.
Charles kicks the ball. Maya Moore fills it up. She splashes the three well. Deja vu from the earlier medal game where Australia scored the first 5. In fact, the first 17. Let's see if the USA can match that.
Well, Spain went into a zone, and I'm not too sure how long they'll stay in that if they give up open threes.
Excellent start from Sancho Little. WNBA star with the Atlanta Dream, the leading scorer here at the tournament. She shows us why. Good confidence boost for Spain. USA with 10 on the shot clock. Griner guarded by Nichols. Tough cover for her. They get the ball outside. Maya Moore couldn't complete it. Griner from close range gets it to tumble. Chance at a three-point play. Well, she'll have a point to prove after Australia's Mariana Tola really did a great job against her in the semi-final.
And we saw the emotion on Brittany Griner there when she saw that bucket go down and heard the whistle for the foul count.
A member of the Phoenix Mercury, along with Candice Dupre and Diana Taurasi. Their two teammates on the Australian team, Penny Taylor and Erin Phillips, have just won a bronze medal. That's a star-studded lineup.
They know all about winning, don't they?
At Phoenix, yes, they do. Palau fires and comes up with the finishing touches as well. Sue Bird looking to become the most successful female basketball player ever at a world championship. Maya Moore, yes, they've got to get out and cover her. She's knocked down back-to-back threes, and that's a worrying sign for Spain.
Well, the scout has to say that Maya Moore's got good range. When her feet are set, she's a deadly shooter from perimeter.
She's 48% from beyond the perimeter to be top 5 at the tournament. Everyone knows you need to get out to her. And now the hook shot is working for Tina Charles as well. And the USA have exploded to an 8-point edge.
How quickly they can put points on the board as well. They punish you if you don't capitalise at the offensive end.
Ball knocked down out of court. Last touch by Brittany Griner. Look at Tina Charles. What a game she had against Australia. 18 points, a game high, 9 rebounds. When Griner was shut down, she put up a hand and said, give me a crack.
Well, she's a veteran now, but in the shadow pretty much of Griner. And she stepped out of that.
It says a lot about her as a person that she's prepared to accept that role when she's a bona fide superstar.
It certainly does.
They're starting to gel well as a team with all that talent. Tarazi, top 10 in the league or the tournament from long range, can't get the opening connection. And here's Albert Torrance. Well, she'll be keen to get one up. We know she doesn't mind putting up the shot. Can't complete it. Marta Jargay keeps it alive with a long rebound.
And Albert Torrance, she's coming in with massive confidence after a huge final quarter in their semi-final against Turkey.
Jargay works to an opening. Off the money, Nichols gets after it. That's why she's top 10 in the tournament in rebounding. Just knows where the ball is going as well as being strong under the hoop. Palau, oh, they tried to get it to Nichols. Griner was having nothing of it, and a quick foul called on Palau. It's the second on Spain so far. USA yet to commit.
And not unlike Turkey, the Spanish girls, the guards in particular, like to foul very early on the transition into defense and really then force their opposition to have to set in a quarter court rather than look at transition baskets.
And you mentioned Alba Torren's great finish against Turkey. She scored 12 points of the 25 Spain came up with. She was automatic. 4 minutes played almost here in the opening quarter, and they go to Maya Moore and keep going there. 8 points for Maya Moore. It's a double-figure lead for the USA inside the first 4 minutes at halftime here on the ABC. Stick around. It was a lot of fun and games, very emotional. And Erin Phillips right in the mix, along with Mariana Toller after that effort of making the All-Star 5 here. Remembering that Penny Taylor was the MVP of the tournament in 2006 when we won the gold medal. It would be a rich reward for those two players who no doubt phones are ringing off the hook at the moment, particularly for Tolo, who may be bound for the WNBA. She's playing in France at the moment. But someone might be prepared to buy out that contract and slip her another one with a 0 or 2 on the end of it.
Oh, look, I tell you what, she made a lot of people stand up and take notice. Her whole tournament, she was so consistent. Even though she built as the tournament progressed, she was very consistent as well. She didn't have any lapses at all.
Well, Maya Moore is putting on a clinic. She's looking like the tournament MVP here. 11 points in the opening quarter. And the USA with a 13-point advantage. This has been a tremendous start. Well, deja vu from the bronze medal game in Australia's effort. Nichols did well for Anna Cruz and now Palau. And they've tried a lot of different things, Spain, but they're 2 of 10 from the field and just can't get it happening. Greiner called for the foul. That's going to be her first personal, remembering that she fouled out against Australia 24 hours ago.
And defensively, that's where Brittany Griner is the most uncomfortable. Guarding the screener and on the on-ball screen, she's just gets a little lost defensively there, and I think Spain really need to exploit that option offensively.
Allowed to the free throw line. She's 4 of 6 in the tournament ahead of this game. She makes the back end. It's a lopsided scoreline. Moore has had a lot to do with that. This is Taurazi getting it from Charles. Now Sue Bird. Moore. Single coverage for Anna Cruz. Good luck. Hands over. Greiner. Shot clock to 5. They look inside for Charles. Well, they found it to the right person. Eventually, she couldn't finish it, but she goes back to work, Maya Moore, and is called for the offensive foul.
Heavy clash. Maya Moore on Laura Nichols. Fortunately, both players get up unscathed. And it's a tough matchup for Cruz, though. Maya Moore stands a good 10 centimetres or so bigger than her.
And Moore was knocking them down. 3 of 4 from long range. Spain 1 of 4 as a team from deep. Anna Cruz elevates against the fellow number 15 and comes up with her first points in the game.
And there's that on-ball screen, a good use of it by Cruz.
Charles to Moore. Taurazi joins in. A little over 4 minutes out from quarter time. Nice pass from Taurazi. She looked as though she was going to shoot, but found a passing lane. They are so efficient, the USA.
Well, Diana Taurazi hasn't contributed a whole lot on the scoreboard, but assist-wise, she just dominates. She sees players where players shouldn't be seen.
We saw in the semi-final against Australia, she found a passing lane where there was none. She can shoot it, though. 47%, top 6 here at the tournament from long range when she needs to.
That's what makes her such a tough guard as well, because when you can shoot and then pass, and just a little scare through the Spanish camp as Sancho Little takes a bump to the knee. I think just a knee on a knee.
And Greiner sits down as well. So Torrance, none of 2 from the field so far. Little 1 of 2. Key scorers. Palau goes to the bench, and we see Sylvia Dominguez check into the game for the first time. Cruz plays for the New York Liberty. The WNBA down to the baseline. Found some room. Quick release, wouldn't tumble. Offensive rebound from Laura Nichols. Goes the wraparound play and opens her scoring account.
Well, she's an absolute vacuum on the boards, Laura Nichols. She comes up big all the time. She chases any rebound. That's what her role is.
Sue Bird gets it back from Maya Moore. Oh, she was trying to work it to the advantage of Ogumake. It came unstuck, but they've got it back now with 7 on the shot clock. Sue Bird firing unsuccessfully, and the rebound snatched away by Sancho Little. Marta Jargay wants to push it initially. Now looks for an opening. Inside, Laura Nichols. No look pass for Cruz. Top of the key, Dominguez gets a good look, and she knocks down the 3, her first score.
And back-to-back baskets for Spain, very important.
Margin cut to 7. It was as big as 13, and that was just 2 minutes ago. Down low, look at the finish from Tina Charles. 8 points in the game. Only Moore with 11 has more in the match.
Just as we thought, the momentum was ever so slightly shifting in favour of Spain. Tina Charles comes up with the little baby hook.
Whistle off the ball. Offensive foul has been called on Sancho Little, I believe. She's looking a little bemused by it. It's the 4th team foul on Spain. Right in front of the referee.
It's a call we've seen fairly frequently throughout the tournament, though, as the offensive player tries to establish low post position. And it seems to be that the defender's getting the benefit of the doubt in that contest.
Lindsay Whalen into the team. Gets rid of Dominguez, but then travelled, according to the referee. Second turnover for the USA. Likewise, Spain with 2 in that category. They really lose nothing when Sue Bird sits down and Whalen comes in. In fact, Whalen averaging 8 points a game. Sue Bird averaging half that. Jargay. Now Anna Cruz. Dominguez. Smaller lineup here. Sancho Little again wrestling with Ogumake. Fires unsuccessfully. Tina Charles grabs the rebound. Here's Whalen for Maya Moore. Picks up the dribble. Wants help. Tarazi. A good 1-2 punch. Tarazi can't hit. And Spain looking to run. Dominguez. Confronted by Tarazi. Slows it down. Now works against Tarazi. Penetrating into the paint. Tough shot. Can't complete it. Laura Nichols, the offensive tip in.
And she liked it too, John. Why wouldn't you?
90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Back to a 7-point buffer. And it's going to be extended. It was overdue. You knew that Tarazi was near to knocking one down, and she comes up with the goods.
Another with that scoring mentality. It doesn't matter how many I miss. The next one's going down.
Ooh, athletic play from
both girls.
Ogumake and Sancho Little there. And as Greiner rejoins the fray and gives Tina Charles a well-earned break. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in 8 minutes for Tina Charles. Sancho Little gets a rest as well. Just 2 points for her. The pass from Dominguez, and look at them playing upstairs there. Neke Ogumake, very exciting.
And US had scouted that alley-oop play.
Nichols keeps it alive. Did a good job there and worked it to the advantage of Laura Giller. Now they can reset. Cruz top of the key as we work inside the last 60 seconds of the opening quarter. Anna Cruz on fire as well.
And what a great adjustment by Anna Cruz with just to shoot that ball just a little bit high, get it over the hand of Brittany Griner.
Inside Griner, the pass from Augustus left a little to be desired, and here come the Spaniards again. Dominguez for Laura Nichols. Anna Cruz. Swift ball movement, trying to find an opening, a wrinkle in the D. Nichols puts it on the floor, reaching in. Lindsay Whalen got a piece of it. Tarazi behind the back. Whalen started the play. Whalen will finish the play.
And that's how quick the transition goes.
First score for Lindsay Whalen. Shot clock not in effect here as we head toward quarter time. It's been a frenetic start with the gold medal up for grabs. Spain refused to take a backward step. Nichols, the step back 3, caught it a little deep. Well, Dominguez caught ball watching there And Whalen might make her pay as she penetrates. Tough shot. Lindsay Whalen can make tough shots. What a finish. An exclamation point at the conclusion of the first here to extend the lead for the USA into double figures. Lindsay Whalen goes to work. She has 4. The USA has 28. Spain with 17. It's an 11-point lead as we look for the gold medalist. .54% from the field is their average at the tournament, and 44% from long range to lead that category as well. They make more shots.
And shooting at 90% from the field, that just puts so much scoreboard pressure on your opposition.
Cruz penetrating, needs help. Jargay with it now. Shot clock rolls to 5. Against Greiner in a mismatch, has to fire. Greiner with a hand in her face made sure it was going nowhere. Now Whalen, energized coming off the bench. What an impact she can have. Will probably start it for near any other team at the tournament. And here she comes off the bench behind Sue Bird. Good D from Spain. They get the shot clock down to 6, but Brittany Greiner comes up with her first. Now with 5 in the game.
But if she's in the isolation in that post position and it's one-on-one, it's just about good night. At 6'8", that's a pretty tough guard.
Jargay, Anna Cruz found an opening. Good first step, but nothing but oxygen with the shot. And Dominguez can't keep it alive. So Nichols and Alba Torrance will check in now. And we'll see Laura Gill and Marta Jargay head to the bench. Torrance needs to get involved here. Yet to score in the game. 28 points against Turkey 24 hours ago in the semi-final, and an average of 17, second in the competition.
She's only taken the 2 shots as well, and we know that Alba Torrance is not shy when it comes to letting them go.
This is Simone Augustus showing Torrance some tricks. They've got the shot clock down to 5, so good again from Spain. But right at the end, Greiner, can't complete it. Tried to keep it alive, but Anna Cruz hands over to Dominguez. None of 2 from the field so far in this quarter. Anna Cruz down low, high arc on the shot, worried out of it. Now Greiner just made her change that shot there.
Yep.
And that's why they are so hard to score against.
Yeah, you get past the first line of defense, you might get past the second line, but in the third line, they're 6'8" with a wingspan of just that as well. So very intimidating defensively, the US.
Candice Dupre checks into the game for the first time, replacing Ogumake. Torrance restarts. Dupre having an immediate impact. She's called for the foul against Sancho Little. First foul on the USA in this quarter. Spain with 4 in the first term, yet to add to that tally. Little, lob pass, Torrance. Found an opening, whistle off the ball. Continuation going to be waved away here. Foul is going to be called on the USA. Taurazi. Just preventing Spain from getting any rhythm, any momentum at the moment, the USA. As Palau surveys her options top of the key. Now firing was Nuria Martinez off the money. Look at the outlet pass. It was brilliant from Taurazi, right on the money, and all Simone Augustus had to do was make a layup.
And as we've spoken about before, the US, there's just that winning mentality amongst that group as well. They know how to win.
Down low, Alba Torrance fires up off balance, can't connect, and Whalen, who can do it at both ends of the floor. goes to work here. Guarded by Palau, picks up the dribble, looking for Dupre. Sancho Little giving her plenty to think about. Plenty of contact off the ball as well. Torrens trying to guard Tarazi, ran into a big screen. Here's Augustus dancing into the paint, caught it a little deep from close range, and off and running Nuria Martinez. Palau. Sancho Little sneaks back door off the window, just a little too hard. Well, she thought she was bumped by Candice Dupre. It went unwhistled. Whalen was getting goal side of Palau. They count the two, chance at a three-point play.
And how's the experience of Lindsay Whalen? She knew just to let the shot go as well. Even though the whistle had gone, she finished the play. And as you can see, the points have counted. She now goes to the line for a bonus. Lead just under 20 is heading into dangerous territory.
8 of 13 from the free throw line coming into this game at the tournament. Lindsay Whalen, no problems for her. 7 points in an enterprising start. Her tournament average is 8 at 52%. Little and Torrens combined. 3 minutes played, term number 2. Single numbers on the shot clock. Albert Torrens can't get anything happening at the moment. Whalen off and running again and showing them some tricks. What a pass. Tarazi hits the target, and again Augustus benefits. Well, that's pretty to watch.
Yeah, Diana Taurasi picks up her 7th assist. We're not even halfway through the second quarter, but they're putting on a bit of showtime already.
Martinez can't connect, needs to make open shots. Spain, if they're going to be competitive here. It is one-way traffic, and very attractive traffic at that, and it just gets better. Whalen has 9, and only Maya Moore with 11 has more.
We know how important starts are in big matches, and the US, could they have dreamt of a better start? They're still shooting the ball at just an amazing percentage, 71.
Well, they'd scored 11 without reply, but finally Spain are able to break the drought.
And remembering too, Spain have the 2 top scorers in the tournament, and they've only scored their first points for this quarter.
Nichols, quick outlet pass, just a little too much on it for Martinez, but well read by Albert Torrens to keep that alive. And now a foul is going to be called. It's the 3rd on the USA in this term as Augustus gets her first. Martinez and Palau will sit down as Jargay and Dominguez check back in.
And Lucas Mondello coaches Spain, just rotating through his guards, trying to find a combination that can find some shooting form, really.
Maya Moore checks back in, relieving Simone Augustus. Looking to get on the end of some of those great passes from Diana Taurasi, no doubt. This is Nichols' baseline. Got a good look and fills it up as well. She has 6, so she's picked up the slack here, Laura Nichols. That's her tournament average, and it's come here, middle stages, term number 2. Moore works to the elbow. Can't complete it. Sancho Little with the rebound. Looking to build some momentum now, Spain, as Jargay feeds Nichols. In turn, Dominguez. Plenty happening off the ball again. Sancho Little. She just hesitated with the shot there and then couldn't find the target. More to Dupre. Another layup. Oh, they are on song.
It's a bit of layup practice right now for the US. Just transition baskets coming all too easy for them right now.
Their highest score at the tournament, they racked up 119 against Angola at the Abdi Apechi Stadium in Istanbul. And they won that handsomely by 75 points. They got 74 off the bench in that game. That's reasonable contribution from your non-starters.
Sancho Little's just picked up her 3rd personal foul. She doesn't like it. You'd have to think that there was some hands in there.
Well, with 2 fouls, it's just the wrong play.
It's totally the wrong play. And that's where I was heading, as well as don't even give the referee an opportunity to make a mistake. If you've already got 2, you cannot afford another before half-time, and she has to play safe now.
20-point spread for the USA. Maya Moore goes to Dupre. Short on the rim, gets her own rebound. They can reset. And Sue Bird goes to Maya Moore, who doesn't need any time. She peels off another. 14 for Maya Moore.
Once again, give up an offensive rebound, and you just can't give the US, with the talent that they've got out there to score, a second chance opportunity.
Game high, 23-point lead as we move inside the last 4 minutes of the first half. Little goes to it. Yes, user-friendly roll, chance at a three-point play. Well, they'll need that. I'm talking about a big lead heading into half-time, where we straw Australia with a 19-point edge at half-time against Turkey. And at half-time here coming up very shortly, we'll have interviews with Mariana Tolo and Erin Phillips, conducted by Narelle Fletcher. So stick around for that and listen into what the girls had to say. Very emotional. And to hear Brendan Joyce say his greatest moment as a coach, well, that says a lot of how important it was. So proud of his team. Maya Moore, single numbers on the shot clock. Spain wanted a travelling violation on Moore. They couldn't get a whistle. And Sancho Little,
she took a risk
and came up with the ball. Dominguez, they need to take these opportunities. Dominguez in traffic. That's a tough shot, but she's fouled in the process.
Sue Bird can't believe the call on that one.
Free throws to come. It's her first, but the 5th team foul on the USA in this term. Spain has committed just 2.
We go back to the defensive play by Sancho Little, though. She stuck the hands in again, and that's a big risk to take when you're sitting on 3 personal fouls. But they only know one way to play, and that's to play hard.
Well, there is no tomorrow. The gold's up for grabs. Silver also on offer, and the Australians will be standing on the podium with these two teams. The order just to be decided. Well, Spain are the worst free throw shooting team here at 61%. And that could hurt them in a big game like this. Now, Angel McCourtry onto the court. Looking to go to work swiftly as well. Can't complete it. She tried to knife between 2 defenders. Jargay has Sancho Little arriving. Caught it in rhythm and splashes another. She's up to 7 now, including 5 in this term. And the USA have seen enough for the moment. Margin is at 17. And they don't want Spain to establish any sort of feel for the game. Inside the last 3 minutes of the first half, Tarazi baseline. Did a lap of honour and jumped away from the hoop. Now Dominguez slowing it down, looking for a percentage play. Anna Cruz, guarded by Maya Moore. Offered the baseline, elects to go back to the top of the key, get a good screen, can't knock it down. Nichols got a piece of it and just did enough to help win it back for Spain. They're 4 of 16 from the field in this quarter, Spain, and credit some of those misses certainly to the USA defence.
Another rebound by Laura Nichols, though. She's just a monster on the board. Unfortunately, lost her balance.
Well, Nichols has 8 rebounds now. Greiner running the floor well, draws a foul. Just couldn't get it over the front of the hoop, but she's off to the free throw line. And they need to foul her at every opportunity because 11 of 18 from the free throw line. It's not her strong suit.
She might have been eyeing off her transition dunk as well had she not been fouled. It's all they need to add to their game right now, isn't it? It's pretty much complete.
Consistent there. Brittany Greiner now up to 7, including 4 in this term.
Lovely soft touch from the free throw line as well. You don't always see that from the big girls.
Well, it's hard for Spain not to be a little demoralised here. They're working as hard as they can, but the USA are just monstering them at the moment, giving them very little. Sancho Little shows them some tricks, can't complete it. And Tarazi with teammates streaming up the floor, support on both wings. Maya Moore, this time off the mark. Anna Cruz grabs the rebound.
Well, the shooting percentage from Spain is way down, and you know, the US are just such a big team. You have to make adjustments to your shot, and unfortunately those adjustments are just Making the shooting percentage just drop away for Spain.
Dominguez penetrating, attracted plenty of attention. She's off to the free throw line. I saw Diana Taurasi there calling for the help D when she had single coverage on Sancho Little, and she stole the ball away from her, didn't need the help. That's good, aggressive penetration from Silvia Dominguez.
Ambitious penetration as well to go in into the forest.
Teammates willing her on from the bench. Just trying to bring this gap back a little. It was 11 at quarter time. It's 17 at the moment. But as we saw from the USA 24 hours ago against the Australians, they got out to an early lead. And they led by 12 at half time. And in the second half, it was 40 points apiece. When you're 12 in front at half time, you can afford to have 40 points apiece after the break.
Well, we think that this has been a quieter quarter so far. They've only put 18 on the board, the US, but 20 now. 20 is a good score for a quarter. It's just that they put 28 on in the first quarter and they were just electric, weren't they?
Anna Cruz, who's looked lively, gets down to the baseline, wants help. Good ball movement. Nichols top of the key, gets after her own shot, knew it wasn't going to be on the money. Pass from Sue Bird was a slow one for Taurasi, and Jargay did enough to force the error. Inside the last 60 seconds of the first half.
Uncharacteristic turnover there by Sue Bird. We don't see her be loose with the ball very often.
Dominguez. Anna Cruz. Top of the key. Wheels back the other way. Oh, looking for a passing lane to Laura Gill. But Ogumake was having nothing of it. There is just no let up.
Just the awareness as well. Always on their toes. You can see ready to not react, but they're so proactive.
Shot clock works to 5. Cruz baseline. In a mismatch with Charles. Dominguez works on Sue Bird. Gets to the elbow. Misses the rim. And the USA, well, again, forced into error. The pass wasn't a good one from Tina Charles, and they cough it up to the disappointment of Maya Moore when they were streaking forward. Pass perhaps intended for Sue Bird. Maya Moore wasn't aware of that. So another chance for the Spaniards. Shot clock 3 seconds inside the game clock as we work toward the major break. Just 12 points for Spain in this quarter. They need a percentage play. Cruz hasn't scored in this term. Goes to the baseline. Couldn't complete it. Again, good D from the USA. And they can have the last say. Whalen looking to draw contact. Well, a pass, a tough one. Kept alive by Maya Moore. Taurasi, though, falling out of court, couldn't get it to tumble. But the USA, well, they've had their problems toward the end of the first half, but they still enjoy a healthy lead. It's a 19-point buffer. At the half-time, it's the USA 48. We're seeing him change up already with Anna Cruz starting in advance of Marta Jargay for Spain to try and get something happening.
Well, there's a big statistic that stands out to me, and that's Elba Torrens. No score, no rebounds, no assists, no steals, no fouls, no contribution.
0 of 4 from the field. She has been anonymous. Greiner can't complete it. Sancho Little the rebound. And here is the player in question. She had 28 points 24 hours ago in a dominant display. Sancho Little goes to work and called for a double dribble. Said the ball was knocked down and referee's not buying it. Well, there you see Maya Moore with a hand in on there. Pressure up the floor, so junking up the D. Good work from Palau. Forces the error on Tina Charles.
Quick hands by Palau. Just a reflex action there with the hand on the ball on the pass in.
Well, they need that and more.
And they need some luck to go their way with calls like that, with drops of the ball like that, but you create your own.
Anna Cruz retreats away from Charles, draws her a long way from the hoop. It opens up inside. Palau fires is well short. Cruz got a fingertip on it to work it to the advantage of teammates. Now gets it back. Sancho Little wants it, wrestling against Tina Charles. Now from the elbow, measures the shot, comes up with a finish. She's up to 9. Only Maya Moore with 16 has more. Maya Moore against Torrance at 2 number 7s. Charles, bounce pass, Greiner. Sancho Little with her hands full. Greiner goes to work, comes up with a finish. Remembering Sancho Little's playing with 3 fouls.
Yeah, so interesting to see Greiner go with the fadeaway. You'd think she might go and tack Sancho Little, but nice soft touch on the fadeaway regardless.
Diana Taurasi is giving Albert Torrance no room at all. Not even a chance of getting a pass to her. Little can't complete it. And Taurasi, we've seen her nail some perfect passes already, and she's winning the mental battle against Albert Torrance as well, who's called for the foul.
Well, at least she's made it on the stat sheet now, other than the 4 shot attempts. Picking up the personal foul, Albert Torrance, and she has to find a way to get involved.
Charles gets it from Sue Bird. Wanted to go back in that direction against Laura Nichols on the retreat. Charles just muscles away down. Sancho Little tosses it out of there.
Perfect timing by Sancho Little on the block. Take a look.
High-rise stuff from Sancho Little. Sue Bird works to an opening. Can't complete it. Little the rebound. Now Anna Cruz. They're off and running. Nichols working hard. Sets the screen. Cruz needs help. And gets it back from Sancho Little. 2 minutes played, term number 3. Palau, pass for Nichols. She steps back from Greiner, who did a great job, but the adjustment from Nichols was perfect. 8 points, 8 boards for Nichols. Taurasi beyond Torrance, who didn't want to foul, to the elbow and adds the 2.
And she did that all on her own, right from the inbound pass. Diana Taurasi took the bumps from Albert Torrance right in front of the referee, had a chat to the referee.
First score since quarter time for Diana Taurasi. Cruz goes to work on Maya Moore, who's called for the foul. First team foul on the USA in this term. Spain has committed 1 since halftime as well.
And isn't it obvious the scout that's gone into Albert Torrance? If it's not Taurasi wearing a glove, it's Maya Moore switching onto her wearing a glove. They're almost in full denial on Albert Torrance.
Cruz against Maya Moore. Wow. That's a party trick. And Greiner just jumps upstairs and knocks it away. Now, you won't see too many women do that in a basketball game. Cruz has been aggressive. She's trying to make things happen, and that's what they need at the moment. Here she is again in traffic, just biting off more than she could chew.
Yeah, very poor selection that time by Anna Cruz.
Taurasi. While she's working so hard at the defensive end, she's still able to have an influence at the offensive end as well. User-friendly role for Tina Charles. She's into double figures, backing up her 18-point game last night, and this is not a good sign. The shoe's coming off here, it would seem, or going to tighten it up. Well, as you can see, mild concern on the Spanish bench when their star goes down. We played 3 minutes here in the third, and the margin is 21 points. It's been as big as 23. It was in double figures inside the first 4 minutes. And if you're just getting up in Australia and joined us a little late in the bronze medal game, Australia scored the first 17 points. Here you see the ankle. The rolled ankle, that can really hurt.
A typical basketball injury, but you never like to see them. They just make you cringe.
Palau retreats from Sue Bird. Anna Cruz. Now Torrance gets away from Taurasi in traffic. They defense collapsed on her and she coughed up the ball. Bird, Taurasi, down low. Charles has a mismatch with Anna Cruz. They left Maya Moore open, wrong person. 18 in the game now for Moore.
Unselfish though. First, Tarazi gives up the open 3, looks inside to Tina Charles. She gives up the one-on-one option in the low post, finds Maya Moore on the baseline.
Nichols working hard with Tina Charles. Did enough to win it back as well for Spain. Sancho Little checks back in. Nichols goes to the bench. So they won't let Nichols sit down for too long. Here comes Lindsay Whalen, and she's going to give Tarazi a break. And she's worked hard as well.
And we don't often see the Whalen and Bird working in tandem on the floor together. So Whalen's got a fair assignment now to continue that defensive pressure on Elba Torrens.
Cruz with a wide open look, knocks down the 3. Well, they were 2 of 14 from deep before that tumbled, and they need a lot more of it. 4 minutes done in the third. The margin is 20. 8-7 USA since halftime. Lindsay Whalen given some latitude. Griner, Charles wrestling with Pasqua off the ball, and she's happy to accept the foul. It's the second on Spain in this term. Don't see a lot of Lucille Pasqua. Sue Bird, always energised. Fires can't complete it. Sancho Little the rebound. Number 6 for her in that category. Goes to Torrens, and Sue Bird commits the foul. Second on the USA in this quarter. And
good foul too, because she understands how talented Torrens is in the open court, and they just don't want to have her get any chance of finding momentum in this match.
Dominguez back on the floor with Laura Nichols, who gets it from Little, works on Griner, the hook shot. Excellent defensive job again from Griner. Just low percentage shot, and Dominguez called for the foul. That's number 3 on Spain in this term.
Well, like we saw with Penny Taylor in the semi-final against the US, she just really couldn't get going due to foul trouble. Griner was the same. She could never get going in the semi-final either. Mariana Tolo just dominated her from the outset, but today she looks far more comfortable and far more relaxed out on the floor.
Sue Bird sits down, yet to score in the game. 3 assists, 1 rebound. Augustus in. Whalen for Maya Moore. Tina Charles. Well, an offensive foul is called as Laura Nichols reels away in pain after copping one right in the face. You see the elbow. And Charles sits down. $10 points, 6 boards, 3 assists for Tina Charles. Looking like an all-star nominee here at the tournament. Nichols, baseline. Caught it short, which invariably her shots are. Now another foul called on the USA. That's their 4th in this term.
Sancho Little taking some bumps in this match, though. She's been on the floor numerous times.
USA cannot afford to foul now. We've got more than 5 minutes left on the clock. Dominguez feeds Nichols against Griner. Again, she's forced into a tough shot by the elongated arms of Griner. And now a tangle with Laura Nichols. And Nichols is going to be called for the foul, and she doesn't like the contest either. Technical foul has been called. Not convinced that was absolutely necessary from the referee. Here it is in replay. As you can see now, Griner appeared to initiate the contact. Nichols was called for the foul. The referee came in to separate them, and the other referee came from the baseline looking to get involved in the play when he was surplus to requirements. Well, Griner won't take a backward step. We know that she's been involved in incidents in the past.
And Griner's been called for their technical foul.
Well, I thought that she was the one that really deserved the foul. Down low they go. Augustus is fouled. Let's hope this doesn't get out of control.
But you go back to that offensive set where Laura Nichols has made the penetration against Griner, but then she's settled for the long arm layup instead of going right at the body of Griner, and that's what she needs to do. The US are over the foul count limit. You need to take the ball at the body because you need to draw the foul. There's no point settling for the soft option of going away from the D.
Cruz to the bench, 7 points, 4 rebounds for her. Augustus to the free throw line.
No friendly chat between Griner and Nichols on the free throw lane, is there?
First trip to the free throw line in the tournament for Simone Augustus. The margin, a healthy one in favour of the USA. Less than 5 minutes out from three-quarter time. Here's Albert Torrens. One way, back the other. Shut down by Dupre. They are giving her absolutely no oxygen at all, Albert Torrens.
Switches everywhere on Torrens as well. Even when she comes off a screen, it doesn't matter who's guarding her. They're just making sure she gets no space. What's the pass?
Oh, Lindsay Whalen coming up with the great assist. And an easy two for the USA. Timeout called by Spain. 18 assists to 6.
Yeah.
So what can the Eurobasket champions mount here? Dominguez has scored only 7 points since halftime. Albert Torrens is well overdue, and she comes up with her first points, and let's hope that's the start of something big.
And we see Gino Oriyama after that three from Torrens wondering where the switching D was.
Whalen fouled by Torrens. That's going to be her second personal. Both teams over the limit in fouls in this period. Free throws to come. Been very impressed with Lindsay Whalen, and for a long time as well. She has a remarkable basketball CV. World champion, Olympic gold medalist.
And goes relatively unnoticed in this star-studded lineup.
It's a little more energy about Spain at the moment. Inside 4 minutes to play in the third. Marta Jargay, it's been quiet, yet to score in the game. Dominguez, alley-oop play, was never getting to Albert Torrens. And Whalen with a foot on the accelerator, looking to make something happen, a little out of control. Gets it to Maya Moore as if it was a set play. And now Augustus has been so efficient. Down low, Dupre. Back to Augustus. 7 on the shot clock. Good defensive stance from Spain, giving the USA plenty to think about. They're rewarded with a stop. Now they need a play at the other end. Torrens can't get it to go. Jargay trying to keep it alive. It spills out of court. Oh, that was the three they needed. As Dominguez goes to the bench, replaced by Martinez. Torrens putting some pressure on Augustus, but she was equal to the challenge. Low scoring third quarter, 13-10 in the USA since halftime. Augustus now with 8 points in the game on 3 of 4 shooting. She has been so efficient in her 8 minutes.
It's just too easy though.
Jargay fends off Whalen, feeds Torrens. Past Augustus, the floater, the runner, it's on the money.
It's amazing what a basket can do for a scorer, isn't it? All of a sudden, the eyes light up and we start to attack.
Maya Moore, now here's a scorer. Inside, Dupre with Nichols on the retreat with a left hand. Dupre gets it done.
Who's not a scorer out there for the US? Options are plenty.
Nichols looking for Jargay, inconvenienced by Maya Moore. Both teams over the limit in terms of fouls. Jargay overdue, banks 2 off the window for her first score.
Trading baskets at the moment, Spain, but they really need to knuckle down and look for some stops and then capitalise at the other end. As we've said a few times, they need to start to chip away. If they can get around 10 for the last quarter.
They're off and running against Jargay with Torrens to a left. Wants to go solo. Lindsay Whalen did a great job on the back pedal there to force her into a tough shot. And Maya Moore finds Dupre. Griner joining in. And now Whalen will just slow it down.
Happy to use the full shot clock now, the US.
They've got 7 to go. off the ball. Offensive foul called, it looks, on Candice Dupre. A little bit flummoxed by the call.
And there was a little bit of a movement there. You could see the hips move by Candice Dupre. Subtle, but well picked up by the referee.
Important 90 seconds for Spain as they try and give themselves something to carry into the last quarter. Their first ever trip to a gold medal game at a major competition, international competition. They find Jargay, this time off the front of the rim. Good work there from Martinez to keep it alive. Torrens invites herself into the play phase. Jargay again short. Sancho Little the offensive rebound. Torrens looks good. It's good.
It had to go down sometime.
Well, they've got it less than 20. Gainer, the USA happy to milk the clock. Coach Oriema up calling the play for Lindsay Whalen, attracting plenty of attention. Good job from Torrens. Looked as though she forced a travelling violation or was a shot clock violation. They're off and running. Here's Torrens in the open court, adds another two.
There's the stop. There's consecutive baskets. And we're making inroads.
An 11-5 run from Spain here in the last 4 minutes. They lead this quarter 19-17 as Augustus goes to work. It wouldn't tumble, but she's off to the free throw line. Well, the trouble for Spain is when you challenge the USA, they get better.
They do, don't they? They don't. They thrive on the competition. So, yeah, the harder that you go at them, the harder they'll come right back at you. And the difficulty defensively is if you offer help, there's so many options around the floor, yet if you're exposed in the one-on-one, it's a tough guard.
Augustus makes both. USA 9 of 10 from the free throw line in the game. Last play, term number 3. Torrens, long way from the rack, needs to get busy. Now, with 1.5 to go on the shot clock, it is not good for Laura Nichols. They come up empty, and with 1 quarter to play, it's a 19-point buffer, the same as we had at halftime. The USA 67 looking for gold against Spain 48.
And defensively, that's where it's all started. You know, the job they've done on Elba Torrens, but they've also held Sancho Little to 9 points. She averages 18 throughout this tournament.
USA with first use of the ball here in the final quarter. McCourtry, fresh onto the floor. Caught it a little deep. Well done, Tina Charles, to keep it alive. Ogumake releases the ball, and now it's Whalen.
Got the shot they wanted, Spain, but didn't come up with the defensive rebound.
Charles, the only starter on the floor at the moment for the US here. They got 10 on the shot clock again, and it's good D again. Good hustle from Spain. Just forcing the USA to think about things. Augustus has to force one up. Never looked likely. And a rare shot clock violation on the USA. Great start to the quarter from Spain.
And they switched everything. Every cross screen, every player cross, they switched everything defensively there.
Gold medal on the line here. Martinez for Torrens. Wraparound pass for Sancho Little was telegraphed a little. And excellent work there from Ogumake. Whalen, McCourtry in support. Doesn't need any help. Adds another 2. She has 12. And only more with 18 has more in the game. Torrens looked to force it a little. Couldn't come up with it, and Charles with a quick release rebound, and Whalen off and running again. Nice pass as she finds Ogumake. That is outstanding.
Pretty to watch.
Margin out to 23 in the blink of an eye here. 90 seconds done in the final term. Sancho Little fires over the top of Charles, can't complete it. Again, Ogumake, the athleticism, just getting a piece of it. And Whalen, well, she has got them going every which way. And the foul called on Jargay, her first foul here in the final term.
And she's been fabulous in this game, Lindsay Whalen. 12 points, 2 assists, but it's all the other little things that she's done along the way, just the creation off the dribble. Be that for herself or a teammate.
Timeout called by Spain. 23 in arrears. Almost 2 minutes played in the final quarter here.
There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of adjustments to make, but where do you start? They need to stay with that switching defence, though. That worked for them a couple of times. Even if it's only every second defensive play down the floor, change it up all the time. Don't give the US the same look consecutive times down the floor.
Well, the USA have held Spain scoreless here in the first 2 minutes of the final quarter and able to generate some very precise offense of their own. It's been a very impressive display. Closest anyone has got to the USA, Australia's 12-point margin in the semi-final 24 hours ago. And the Opals were within 6 in the last quarter, showing what a good performance they did put up before claiming the bronze a little earlier here at the Olga Sports Arena. A rare error there from Diana Taurasi.
And in tandem with Sue Bird as well, and they've played a lot of basketball together.
Two of the veterans of the team. Bird at 33, the oldest. Taurasi at 32, not far behind.
And to use one of your sayings, John, I think she was zigging when she should have been zagging.
Looked exactly like that. Nichols relieved of it. Now Taurasi hits McCourtry. 2-on-2, fast break. McCourtry trying to get Ogumake back to Taurasi where it started. Draws contact. Spain pick up their second foul here in this term.
Not the prettiest offensive set by the US, and another timeout.
Why you would have them clashing in a semi-final and not a final on seeding is beyond me. Really needs to be addressed. No other sport in the world do you put the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the same half of the draw. A miss from Ogumake from close range, but they get another look, and Taurasi's sharp passing is something to behold. Each time she gets it, something good happens, except then.
She's got amazing timing on those passes. It's the power behind her pass is all about timing.
Spain scoreless. We played almost 3 minutes in this quarter. They look for Sancho Little. Active hands from Ogumake. Knocks it down. Gives them 5 on the shot clock to work with. Anna Cruz, tough shot, wouldn't tumble. Well, US haven't been lighting it up at the offensive end either, but you don't need to when you're 20 plus in front. Taurasi goes to work, can't complete an offensive rebound from Ogumake.
Yeah, only 4 points being scored between both teams, and they all belong to the US for this quarter.
Charles. Now they go to McCourtry from close range. She misses the layup. Here's a chance for Spain. Palau thinking about going solo, now passes it off, and Torrens can't get enough on the reverse layup to make it tumble.
We've played almost 4 minutes, and Spain doing a great job restricting the US to 4 points, but they just can't score themselves.
None of 4 from the field. The USA are 2 of 7 in this quarter. Taurasi, Ogumake. Lob pass, Charles in traffic, needs help. Sue Bird, travel. They've racked up the turnovers here, the USA. 16 in the game. They average only 15 at the tournament.
It's got a little untidy, and Sue Bird just probably ruining herself that she gave up that three. She had her feet set, instead picking up the travel.
Cruz, guarded by Taurasi. Nichols, a reluctant shooter. There was nothing else on offer. She had to fire. It was a good option. She's got a double-double, 10 and 10 for Laura Nichols.
She had to fire. You're right there. Tina Charles didn't even have a hand up, and you need to make the defender respect you. That's a beautiful backdoor play.
McCautry with a finishing touch as her first score in the game. Torrance offered the baseline, wants to come to the middle. Palau puts it on the floor. Pass knocked down by Sue Bird and Charles in tandem. Sue Bird likewise looking for her first points. Taurasi elevates against Anna Cruz and splashes the shot. Just 6 for Taurasi, including 4 in the second half.
You just have to sit back and admire the big game players, though, don't you? We've seen Taurasi just turn it on since we've been in these finals stages of this tournament.
Good job from Sancho Little to get her own rebound. Then she overcooked it from close range. She's been tireless, Sancho Little, but not her night shooting-wise. Just 4 of 14 from the field. Lugumake comes up empty. Palau has support on both wings. Cruz working hard. Nice finish. That's excellent work from Spain.
And we just haven't seen enough of those transition baskets by Spain throughout this match. And we know they love to run the floor, but they seemed intent on slowing it down, trying to make it a grind with the US instead.
Charles against Laura Nichols. Caught it a little deep. Palau, quick outlet pass. Anna Cruz with good wheels. Gets there from close range. Adds another 2. She's into double figures and now leads Spain.
And we've talked about the passes by the US on the money for fast breaks. Well, that was an impressive one by Palau as well to Anna Cruz.
Taurasi appeared to be fouled. It goes unwhistled. Shot clock at 10 as McCautry gets involved. Penetration, tough shot, can't complete it. Sancho Little did a good job. Torrance has Cruz ahead of her. Nichols joining in with Sue Bird on the retreat. She fancies her chances. Can't make it tumble. A foul is going to be called on the USA. It's their first in this quarter. And platoon substitution from the USA here. Greiner, Augustus, Whalen and Maya Moore check in. McCautry, Bird, Taurasi and Tina Charles to the bench. Yet to see Breanne Stewart or Odyssey Sims. Just under 4 minutes left to play. It's a 21-point spread. Been in double figures ever since the opening quarter. Dominguez exploring. Tried the behind-the-back play. And foul called on the USA. Their second as Marta Jargay was inconvenienced.
And a really small lineup out there for Spain right now. Alba Torrance takes a rest.
Dominguez for Nichols. And getting it back. Goes for the alley-oop play. The pass wasn't a good one for Laura Nichols. Really gave her no chance. I'm glad she can still manage a smile, and why not? It's been a memorable campaign for Spain. Despite the USA dominating the final, they're going to collect their first silver medal and an improvement on the bronze medal from 4 years ago. So they're certainly heading in the right direction, and they're still scrapping hard as Jargay goes to work on Agumake and wins the ball back with a possession arrow.
And you can see Maya Moore there just indicating to Agumake to make sure she passes the ball to the outside hand, not giving the defender the chance to deny that pass, perhaps get a hand in the passing lane.
Dominguez, Sancho Little, open, caught the front of the rim. Ball knocked down out of court. Spain will restart. Well, again, the shooting percentage is a telling factor. 29% for Spain. Just 3 of 11 from the field since three-quarter time. Sancho Little trying to find a way past Breanne Stewart and couldn't, but she's fouled in the process. Free throws to come for Sancho Little.
Pretty good defense there by Breanne Stewart, though. Sancho Little looked like she had her beaten until the last little just hand on the wrist. And shooters will get protected with those ones as well.
14 of 20 from the free throw line at the tournament. Sancho Little, 70%. And she now has a double-double as well. For the 5th time in 6 games, she has a double-double. She was an All-Star 5 member 4 years ago, and every reason to think that she's going to be an All-Star 5 member announced here after this game. Maya Moore, who started the carnage for the USA, can't connect. Moore just 2 points since half-time when she had 16. Sancho Little going to work on Breanne Stewart. Kicks outside. Shot comes here from Rodriguez, and she splashes the 3. Her first points in the game.
We just haven't seen enough of it, though. Across the 40 minutes or the almost 40 minutes of the match, as we've got a chance for consecutive scores for Spain, but we just haven't seen enough of it.
The intimidating force of Brittany Griner there. Dominguez knew she was going nowhere with that, and Sancho Little knocks down another 2. 13 and 11 for her. She leads her team in scoring. Maya Moore with 18, the only player to hit more. And full credit to them. They're within 14 points here after trailing by 25, so they've scored the last 11.
And they're playing it out. They're playing it out right out to the end of this match, and that's what you want to see.
Griner thought about the pass, decided to take the shot. It was a good idea.
Soft touch.
Chargay. Now they work it again to Rodriguez. Shot clocked at 10. Sancho Little looking for a 3. Yes! Oh, what a last quarter she's putting together. 16 in the game, including 7 in this term. And Spain led at 16-10 since three-quarter time.
And Sancho Little as well, following that 3, takes a look up to the sky saying, where was that when we needed it?
This is Romero. Looking back door, can't get it to Rodriguez. And Maya Moore brings the ball up the floor, hands over. Odyssey Sims. Inside the last 60 seconds, Sancho Little stolen the ball. And an intelligent foul from Odyssey Sims. That's number 4 on the USA in this term.
And this quarter, Spain have just upped the ante, upped the intensity, upped the energy defensively. And now they're able to outscore. Well, it's 16-10 at the moment. They're making inroads. And okay, they've probably taken the foot off the pedal a little, the US. But still, if Spain, if they just had found this intensity defensively, might have been a little closer.
Heads-up play coming there from Leonor Rodriguez as well. Knocked the ball down out of court off the USA. Sancho Little is on fire at the moment. They get her the ball, and she had to call off. Good wrestle for possession, and Spain will get it back again. Jargay to restart. Nichols. Romero. Looking for percentage play. Rodriguez has Nichols available. Goes to her now. Got a good look. Fires over the top of Griner. Can't complete it. And Maya Moore goes to Sims. The foul is going to be assessed on Spain. It's their 3rd in this term. Romero gets her first. Shot clock, 6 seconds inside the game clock. Augustus. Stewart, nice pass. Oh, excellent look inside. Oh, she missed the dunk. Griner disappointed. An excellent look from Maya Moore. That would have been the icing on the cake. Fouled in the process. We've seen her throw the ball down in warm-ups.
It would have been the perfect finish not just for the US, but for the tournament as well, to see the dunk. It's been a wonderful week of women's basketball.
Griner misses both. Maya Moore kept it alive. And they can slow it down here, the USA. They can start the celebrations. It began with a win against China. They defeated Serbia, beat Angola, rolled over France, beat the Aussies in the semi-final. And they are going to win gold. They won the last 5 Olympic gold medals. They've won 7 of the last 10 World Championship gold medals. They are the best in the world. Full time in Istanbul. And the scoreline reads the USA 77, Spain 64.